Welcome to Manchester, England, the battleground that will light up tonight's main event clash, the inaugural Six Nations Cup final. It's the New Zealand Kiwis taking on the Pasifika Islanders. With kickoff just around the corner, let's tell the tale of the tape, starting with the Kiwis. The men from Aotearoa boast the most lethal attack in the tournament. Winning all their matches in the pool rounds, New Zealand are looking to cap off a dream run through the Six Nations, win tonight, go undefeated, and take out the Six Nations Cup. With the likes of Chance Bunce, Tataira Maxwell, David Teawa, Raul Kawal, Damien Moana and their captain John McCartney, will this dominant Kiwis outfit sweep the competition and be crowned world champions? Because standing in their way, the Pasifika Islanders. With one of the most stacked teams on paper and the best defense in the tournament, Pasifika are here to prove they belong on the big stage and can compete with the best of the best. Eli Barnes, Lennox Prakash, John Nanai, Kane Chapman-Kenny, former Kiwis captain Chris Lord and Pasifika captain Sonny Tyre all face the challenge of stopping this rampaging Kiwi opposition, and if they can pull off a tough upset win tonight, they will be crowned Six Nations champions. The time is here. The moment is now. New Zealand versus Pasifika, your Six Nations Cup final, right here on SRL TV. Good evening and welcome to the biggest game on the international stage. It is the SRL Six Nations Cup final. It is Sonny Tyre and the Pasifika Islanders doing battle with John McCartney and the New Zealand Kiwis right here at Manchester Stadium. It is set to turn into a battleground, a war zone out there. These two teams, these two nations find themselves just one win away from claiming an inaugural international trophy, the Six Nations Cup. And what a game it's going to be. It's all on the line. It's do or die. The Kiwis and the best attack in the tournament, taking on Pasifika and the best defense of the tournament. I'm getting a bit shaky here. The nerves are setting in, the tension. It's all around as we see these two nations line up side by side, arm in arm, shoulder to shoulder, for the anthems in preparation for the battle that lies ahead. Joining me in the commentary box is my good mate Eddie Oliver. And Eddie, what a game we've got here. It's Six Nations Cup final time and we are finally here.
This game's been marked on the calendar for a long time now, Sonny. Been waiting, the days have been clicking down day by day, and all of the teams that have played a part in Six Nations this season have had their eyes on this, the golden prize, the one game that decides glory to who owns the international stage for the next few years in the SRL here. And tonight it's Pasifika and New Zealand. We're both 80 minutes away from international glory. Who's going to step up in the moments? Who's going to take the game away? Who's going to take that decisive blow for their side? Will be all decided here in front of you. Live and free as always on SRL TV.
It is the main event battle and it is finally underway. The final game of your triple header on SRL Sunday is David Barner with a big bump off. Through the left edge he goes, gets the Kiwis to the halfway line. And joining us on the sideline is our good friend Tyrone Clay. Tyrone, the battle is finally here. What's the atmosphere like and how are we feeling for tonight's game?
Oh, the atmosphere down here is as you'd expect of being an international final. It's buzzing down here, and New Zealand obviously coming into this game as favourites, but we have seen Pacifica. They are a team that can cause upsets, and I feel they're right in this game, but facing one of the best attacks, or the best attack in this competition. It's going to be a very good game here, Sonny.
That's right, and the New Zealand Kiwis naming an unchanged lineup for this game, and it's a penalty conceded early on here, held in the tackle. And the referee's quick to blow the whistle 2 minutes into this game, just under 3 minutes. For Pasifika, a couple of minor changes. Jai Collins getting the starting call up to play in the second row at 12. Sonny Tyre shifting with KCK in the halves, respectively, 5'8" and fullback. So a couple of adjustments being made for Pasifika. They understand the task that's at hand. They need to try and counter this New Zealand attack that has just been blitzing every team in the tournament. But Pasifika now with a good look just outside the red zone. They shift it right to Raikamanu, taken down on the wing there. He might be in the touch, but he stays in. It's a great tackle. Third now. They go back towards the middle of the field. Tim James just gets laid out there in a huge tackle. David Barner, I think it might have been a step inside. Mayava with the ball. Pasifika only 19 metres gained on this set. Fifth and last. Where are they going to go? They've got options on both sides. They go left. Chris Lord sends it high. The former Kiwis captain, Bob Bunce, is there. All the time and space in the world to catch that one. And a good start to the game for Pasifika, Eddie. But that fifth tackle option, the kick there, no one on the chase.
Yeah, that fifth tackle option wasn't really what you would have wanted. The scenario in the case of where they ended up on the field was really good, but they just didn't connect all during that set. Raikamanu looked threatening twice. He offloaded the ball when he looked to be through into the backfield. Did well to stay in the field of play. Chris Lord, he's a good kicker, he's a good ball player, but this early in the game, you don't want to be going for the whole Hail Mary and just handing it off to your lock. You've got a 6 and a 7 there, you might as well use them.
Yeah, and a lot of tension between the two sides when it comes to Chris Lord, who was the former Kiwis captain. He is now the vice captain of Pasifika. And these Kiwi forwards, they're probably going to take it personal and put a target on his back tonight. But it should make for a great game, an entertaining clash. 6 minutes played, fifth and last. New Zealand shifted to Raul Kaval. And Kaval will just stab it towards the corner of Raikamanu. Raikamanu tries to squeeze through, but he won't get past David Tiawa. And what a battle it's going to be, particularly on the back line. We talk about MBT, Raikamanu, Eli Barnes on one side, and on the other side, we've got Chance Bunce. And Raikamanu straight through the right edge he goes. We've got Tatara Maxwell there in the 2 jersey for the men in black. The men from Aotearoa. And a big kia ora to all our viewers in New Zealand. And a big bula vanaka, kia ora ana talofa lava and malo lele to all our Polynesian Pacifica viewers on SRL TV. It's a battle of the South Pacific. New Zealand and Pasifika in the Six Nations final, fifth and last. Kosako will play the ball to James. They'll drop it to KCK. KCK just sends it downfield. A good first kick for the Pasifika 5'8", and Eddie Kane Chapman Kenny, he's a former Kangaroos rep playing for Pasifika, and tonight in the biggest game of the tournament he finds himself donning the 6 jersey.
Yeah, and in the SRL that's what we really call our dominant half jersey. They do most of the kicking and also some of the short side raids as well. So he's going to have to step up with his passing game this evening. I've no doubt with his kicking, but his pass selection is going to be crucial because we've seen many of times 6s and 7s throw intercepts. So it's going to be an unusual role. 7's usually a runner, so a different role to play tonight, but I'm sure he'll excel. He's just that sort of player, KCK.
And a great run by Chance Bunce on the right edge. Gets the Kiwis in a good look inside the red zone. 77 gain on this set, fifth and last. They drop in the pocket. Caval's there. He sends it high. Who's going to be under it? It's Eli Barnes, but he wasn't in goal. They might try and drag him back. A good take there from Eli Barnes, but he couldn't keep the foot in goal. And nearly a mistake there, but KCK doing a good job to clean it up, and he tries to get past Bunce's. But Chance Bunce there as always, making a great read on defense. As Pasifika shifted back towards the midfield. Sonny Tyre through the right edge. He's never seen this much space in his career, but he's brought down by Kirby Johnston. Third tackle, the Pasifika captain gets him inside Kiwi half. They go to Chris Lord. Chris Lord through the middle, gets the offload away to Prakash, and it's an offload straight to Kaval. And Kaval there to pick it off. And Eddie, it was a good look for the Islanders side, but they just let it get away from them right at the end there.
You can't blame him, Sonny. They were one pass away from opening the scoreboard and letting the floodgates unleash here in England, but just a very good cover defence there. They are fresh to the New Zealand side, so they did very well to get back there with the play. But you're just feeling it's going to crack so soon. There are one-on-one tackles being missed that you'd expect to be made with the calibre of play there on both sides. And here goes Tiawa.
David Tiawa with a dart from dummy half, playing in left centre tonight. But we should expect to see him in the second row, in the second half. Fifth and last now, New Zealand drop it to their captain, John McCartney, and he'll stab it towards the wing of NBT. NBT puts the brakes on, but he's wrapped up there in a good tackle by Cooper Gronk. Alongside his teammate Rohan Kaval, the Kiwis halfback. And just so much star-studded talent right across the pitch. We look at the run for New Zealand. They're the only team that remains undefeated as Chris Lord just gets whacked. A bit of a how you doing there on the hip by David Barner. Back to it, the Kiwis. They got through their first game against Great Britain. They got through the second against Ireland. And they pulled off a huge win over the Aussies. It was an unprecedented victory, 46-20. And a win here tonight will not only see them finish undefeated, but come away with the cup, which is the prize, the biggest prize in internationals so far. And Tyrone, your thoughts on this game in the opening 15 minutes?
Yeah, it's been a bit back and forth, really. Not many opportunities for any team's goal line. It's been a bit of a defensive stalemate, and any time the game could break open, and you just wonder who it's going to be, who are the people that will break this game open.
And the Kiwis yet to enter the opposition half on this set, but they'll try and do so through chance bunts. Steps one, runs it straight into Eli Barnes, and Barnes is there to make the tackle alongside Prakash. Fifth and last now. The Kiwis, bit of a slow play the ball there. Maybe chance bunts feeling the contact on that one as McCartney stabs it towards the corner of Rakamanu. He's got a bit of space to work with, but he just can't get past David Tiawa. And the defensive acumen of David Tiawa is going to be a tough challenge for them to try and battle on that right edge. But Eli Barnes, he breaks through the middle. He squeezes past. He just has to get through the last line of defense. Offloaded Chris Lord, big fend. Chris Lord can't get there, the big fella. He hasn't got the speed on him, but I'll tell you what, he's definitely got the strength. A big don't argue from Chris Lord, and he's looking to make his impact in this game. Third tackle now. Pasifika inside the 10. They go short. Lord to Kalsako, and Kalsako is driven back by Kaval. Fourth tackle now. The two Kaval brothers there on that tackle as they give it out. Eli Barnes with it. 85 gained on this set. Pasifika, fifth and last now. They got KCK in the back pocket. That's all they'll go. He'll send it high. It's perfectly placed. Who's going to be under it? Oh, and Tatara Maxwell. Clutch stuff as always from the Bulldogs fullback, playing for the wing. They're playing wing for the Kiwis tonight. I'll tell you what, Eddie, those fifth tackle options, they've been fizzling out, but it's that aerial game of the Kiwis that have just been putting the ice in the water over the fire.
No, they definitely have been, and Eli Barnes has just answered all of the questions that I was asking of him so far this evening. Throughout the international series, he hasn't been doing what Eli Barnes does best. And Chance Bunce is honestly, his yardage carries have just absolutely been killing Pacifica, turning the big forwards around, making them get back to the onside. McCartney's off to the races.
He gets him inside the red zone. Beautiful ball there from Barnett to McCartney. Third tackle now, the Kiwis inside the red zone. They go to Raul Kaval, and Kaval gets him to the 10. Fourth tackle now. They got numbers both sides. They go right. Kaval, his brother, the halfback, he'll take it about 5-6 away from the line. 69 metres gained on the set. Fifth and last, New Zealand looking to make this one count. They send it high. Who's going to be under it? Who's there to contest it? John Boy Mayava. And a great catch there from John Boy Mayava. He tried to get past that gap in the defence, but the Kiwis clutch up there. They concede the catch, but they won't concede the line break.
Yeah, well done there by John Boy. He got put under pressure. The kick was a daunting one there from Jai McCartney. And Tatara Maxwell right on his tail. But he did well position himself, just compose his thoughts and emotions, because there is a lot of emotion in this game. As you spoke about, Sonny, Chris Lord electing to take away the captaincy that he had for New Zealand to come play for Pacifica. KCK early kick.
And KCK looking like he was going for the 40-20, but it doesn't have near enough distance. And it's just there and waiting for Bunsey to collect it. As substitutes now on for both teams. Logan Strange shifts it out to Aaron White on the right edge. Aaron White just running out of space there. But he gets him inside Pacifica half now. 21 minutes played here from Manchester. It's a sold-out crowd. The atmosphere is off its peak. It's almost off the decibel meters. Third tackle arrives now inside opposition 30. The Kiwis, they go to Logan, guys. He just gets smacked up in the tackle. A huge hit there. Fourth now. The Kiwis go right. They shift it to Logan Strange, and Logan Strange gets him about 15 away from the line. 46 gained in the pocket. The Kiwis look, but they go flat to Moana with the offload to Caval, and it fizzles out at the end there. Good defense from Pasifika.
Well, it's been good defense, Sonny, but how much have they got left in the tank? They've been put under so much pressure. MBT's going to get them out of trouble, but they can't be down there the whole time. Points have got to be scored. There's been 22 minutes without a single breaking play. Either a try gets scored soon, Sonny, or we're going to be seeing some discipline. Just some things in the discipline area of the game, just a penalty or something.
Oh, and a big interception there, turned over by Chris Lord. And Moana there and waiting to pick it off. And Tyrone, your thoughts on this opening 20 minutes? It's been a back and forth battle. It has been one hell of an arm wrestle so far.
Yeah, it has, and Pasifika thought they were going to score a little bit earlier, but New Zealand just showing resilient defence on their goal line, and now New Zealand, they've got a chance to score. They're not afraid to throw the ball around, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a try soon.
And the Kiwis, oh, it's a flat ball to Kobe Johnson. I thought it drifted forward. Kobe Johnson's going to try and barge his way over the line, but he's turned over on his back. Good desperation there from the Pasifika side. But the Kiwis will have one more play to try and get across the line for the first points of the game. It's still locked up at 0-0. And it has been that tight of a contest. There's just no telling how this one's going to go. Fifth and last, New Zealand drop it to Jai McCartney. It's a short bomb. Who's going to be there?
Not deep enough.
John Boy Maiava is there to contest it, but he's wrapped up once again. But a great catch there from John Boy Maiava. Those clutch moments can really have its impact on the game and define the outcome of it. As Pasifika looks to battle from deep within their red zone, they give it to Sabatua. Off the bench he goes, and Chance Barnes forced to make the come-up tackle. Fullback out of position here. Pasifika can break the line. They could be well within a chance here. Kelsako, he finds the space. He's going to try and squeeze through and split the defense. Gets the offload away to Leki Tua. And the two Sharks teammates there to link up on the play. It's 4 tackle now. They go short. Kelsako does a great job to clean it up there. Fifth and last now. Pasifika with the ball. They're going to go left side. KCK will just stab it towards the corner. Cooper Gronk is there, but he's wrapped up by the kicker. And Eddie, geez, this game has just been back and forth as we approach the half an hour mark. There is just no give, no let up between these two sides. It's all out there on the field.
Well, no points have been scored, but the intensity of which both sides are playing at the moment, it is just something that we haven't seen throughout this series. As I've said, the caliber of player that's on show here tonight for the SRL fans and everyone else tuned in on SRL TV, it's absolutely extraordinary. Watch out.
Oh, 42-yard attempt by Ryan Caval. Barnes is going to try and catch it. He does a great job to do so. And he'll clean it up there. That was a near perfect kick there from Ryan Caval. And Pasifika now going to try and work their way from their own half once again. Donning their white away kits for this battle. New Zealand going undefeated and earning the right to be the designated home side. They're in their black jerseys and what it means to Jai McCartney. Chance Bonds. Oh, Sonny Tyre, he's done it again. Sonny Tyre. He's got the old legs pumping, the season 1 veteran. 4 tackle now. Pasifika shifted midfield. Chris Lord out to KCK. KCK shrugs one off.
Oh, good run.
But great cover tackle there from the Kiwis. 49 gained, 5th and last. Farfili's in the back pocket. Farfili's going to have a crack. Why not? Chance Bunce is there. No one is there on the kick chase. And once again, Eddie, Pasifika finding themselves with opportunities, but just not able to finish them off.
Yeah, they're not getting close enough, and New Zealand know that. They're happy to give up meters, but also at the same time, they know if you just keep them between that 25 to 30 meter line, you know, KCK isn't too accurate with the bomb, and he got taken out of the 5th tackle option there. Manu Farfili had to come in and try to do the duties. Landed a meter or 2 in goal. So the halves have really got to step up here. The forwards, the backs, they're doing enough work, but they're just lacking a bit of class to just, you know, get some points on the board.
And Tyrone, we go to the sideline. What's the atmosphere like? It's looking like there's just a bit more Kiwis in the crowd, but it's pretty split even from the box, from first glance.
Watch out.
Oh, picked off by Sonny Tyre. He's done something yet again. Excuse me for jumping the gun here, but the Pasifika captain is certainly having a performance to remember in this first half. But Tyrone, back to you on the sideline. The atmosphere, how's it sounding now?
Oh, it's very electric, and as you pointed out, a very even crowd, as the home team unfortunately did not make the final. So very neutral crowd here, and as soon as a try will be scored here, you'd think the place is going to erupt for one team or the other.
Yeah, there's probably a few British and European fans donning scarves for tonight's battle. The neutral fan. Oh, Robert from Tim James for Eli Barnes! And it's the first try of the game. Eli Barnes linking up with his former Canberra teammate. And there you go, the two new West Tigers on the board for Pasifika. Beautiful kick there from Tim James. Just drops it on the foot. Eli Barnes squeezing through to the fence. And Eddie, Pasifika are over for the first try, first points of the game.
Champagne Rugby League, Sonny. That is as best as it gets. Backyard footy. Those two have been playing together for absolutely years in the SRL. They know each other's playbook like the back of their own hand. And the ability to put it on the foot and Eli Barnes to be parallel with him, to read it, to know that he's going to do that. You wouldn't have time out there to think it. They wouldn't have pre-booked that either. That's something that they just know instinctively about each other. And honestly, I've never seen Tim James Grover kick a ball in my life. So the fact that he was able to pull that off, but also at the same time Eli Barnes to be on the spot, you just know how much it means for them. And also at the same time, there are some combinations out there on the field, as you spoke about. You got Jamal Kasakau, Sonny Tyre, yourself, and then you got those two. So Pasifika, they've got caliber, they've got the skill level. And New Zealand, they've got to find something here, because that was an amazing try, and under pressure as well to come out first. That is a big try in the scheme of things.
Yeah, and the chemistry between those two was on full display there. They've played together for a long amount of time. Eli Barnes through the right edge goes once again. And Pasifika drawing first blood in the Six Nations Cup final on SRL TV. Sonny Tyre inside border, John Boy Mayava! Mayava's going to be gone! And John Boy Mayava, new superstar, gets Pasifika on the board once again. And it is 2 unanswered tries now for the Islanders in the past 3 minutes. Eddie, it looks like Pasifika are finding their rhythm now. They're finding their groove. And it's on display here. Beautiful try set up from Sonny Tyre, if I do say so myself. John Boy Mayava caught Bunsey out of position, and it was just open pastures for him.
Just on a line break, and in the line was Chance Bunce. Sonny Tyre, he gets the ball over the advantage line. He just scoots off to the right-hand side, and he brings John Boy back on the left. And he'll turn him under, but Sonny attracts the defenders. He's got 2 or 3 eyes on him. Chance is looking to come up and make a tackle. And then it just creates the one-on-one scenario. Mayava steps a fullback, and he's off to the races for a 60, 70-metre try. You know, that's the easy part. That's what John Boy did. That's the easy part. Sonny Tyre's craft there, he showed all of his experience.
Yes, I 100% agree with you there, Eddie. There's a beautiful try set up, but Pasifika now with a 12-0 lead over the Kiwis in the Six Nations Cup final. And Tyrone, what's the mood like on the Pasifika bench? They're certainly a bit louder than they were 5 minutes ago. 2 tries on the board, and they're looking to finish this half with that lead.
Yeah, well, as I said not that long ago, if a try was scored, the place would erupt, but there's been 2 tries that have been scored. The place has almost demolished itself. The Pasifika fans are up and about. The Pasifika players on the bench are also up and about, and I think they might be slightly surprised, but they'll be taking this 2-0 lead, and New Zealand a little bit shell-shocked here.
Kick formation, Sonny Tyre's going to go for a 40-20. Can he do it? It might have the bounce. It's a 40-20. And Sonny Tyre, the Pasifika captain, once again, he is trying to lead by example. We know the criticism and the pressure that's been put on his shoulders. But now here he is, trying to lead his Pasifika side to international glory. Rakamanu nearly squeezes past there, but he's wrapped up. Good defense from New Zealand. Second tackle on the 10. Cut out ball to Tim James. Tim James just winds up with the contact. Third tackle now, Pasifika edging closer to the line. They go right. Tyre inside ball to Jai Collins. It's will play on. Jai Collins going to try and barge over, but he's turned on his back there. Great desperation stuff there from John McCartney and Chance Bunce, giving Riley Murray a pat on the back. 4 tackle now, 15 gained on this set. They go to Calsaco. Calsaco just winds up, turned on his back, 5th and last now. One more roll of the dice for Pasifika. What can they come up with as they play the ball? Tim James gives it. Tyre just takes the contact, tries to barge over, but he won't get there, Eddie. 5th and last turnover, and the Kiwis hold on once again.
Well, that's not the worst of plays there from the captain. He could have come up with something a lot worse, either turning the ball over. A break of the play, turn the ball over, get your boys back on side, regroup your defensive line. Let's get back into the grind. You've still got 2 minutes left. You can force an error here for a potential try. That's what you dream of. But to go into half-time with the momentum, that there is nothing better than what the coaching staff and the leadership team here of Pasifika could have hoped for.
Yeah, it's the ideal start for Pasifika. They'll be looking to go into the sheds with a 12-0 lead as the Kiwis give it to Bunce, and Bunce is just wrapped up. The Pasifika defense doing a good job to keep him contained so far in this first half. 5th and last, the Kiwis give it back to John McCartney. McCartney kicks them out of trouble, but it's straight to NBT. Watch out. NBT on the return. He just has to get past Chance Bunce. And NBT will score. Try time for Pasifika. And it is 3 unhunted tries for Pasifika leading into the halftime break. And Eddie, geez, NBT just does it as always. He finds that little gap in the defense, and once he squeezes through there, he just hits the afterburners and he was gone for all money.
Head shark there for the hammerhead shark there for Pasifika. He's just lighting up the stage here in England. That length of the field try, John Boy Mahava, only minutes before. Some could say, have they clicked the switch too early here, Pasifika? Are NZ going to have an opportunity in the second half? There is still plenty of time left, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. This is going to be a thrilling contest. 18 points to 0. New Zealand, they've got a big halftime speech coming up.
Yeah, and John McCartney is really going to have to dig deep and pull off a speech that will help turn around this game for the Kiwis. They've got 1 half left to do it. We will have 1 play in this half, so while Rohan Kaval will get us underway, but Pasifika, it's been a good performance from them so far. It was a tight contest in the opening stages, but the past 10 minutes have been all Pasifika. One last run up. There you go, 18-0 heading into half time. Pasifika with the lead over New Zealand. Hits a held and tackle penalty. And not much to do there, other than frustration starting to creep into the Kiwis game. They'll be happy that they've got this halftime break coming up, because John McCartney really needs to straighten his soldiers out for the second half battle. 1 more play. This should be the final play, and they give it to Calsaco, and that'll finish off the half. We'll see you in the second. Yes, good evening and welcome back to Manchester Stadium for your Six Nations Cup final coverage on SRL TV. It is the Pasifika Islanders with an 18-0 lead over the New Zealand Kiwis. And Eddie, what a slog it was in that first half. It was really neck and neck up until the 30-minute mark where Pasifika started fighting. And yeah, a bit of technical difficulties there to start off that second half. But Eddie, what a half it was from Pasifika. That final 10 minutes in the first half. Chris Lord bump off, straight through the middle, brought down by Chance Bunce. But they're off to the ideal start in this cup final.
Well, they don't want to make the second mistake twice here in New Zealand. They went into the sheds 10 minutes early. Even though that the score was still 0-0, they just clocked off for 10 minutes. I don't know what happened. Joe McCartney's going to make sure that doesn't happen again. Fresh fullback with KCK moving out of the halves. And Eli Barnes will take up that number 6 spot. KCK's running game is his best asset here. He's at fullback, so get ready for him to wind up.
Yeah, full speed ahead for Pasifika inside the red zone. Fifth and last, they give it short to Eli Barnes. He just drops it and Damien Moana's got open space. Can anyone get to him? It's a filthy goosey. And Damien Moana, what a run it was from him. And that is the sort of plays, or those are the sorts of plays that are going to get the Kiwis back in this game. But Tyrone, we take to you on the sideline. What was the halftime instructions from John McCartney to his Kiwi side?
Yeah, John McCartney simply just said we need to play better, we need to work for each other, and that'll be his message, and he'll hope that the Kiwis can resurrect this 18-0 deficit.
Poor tackle now, New Zealand shift it left, chance bunts out to Tatata Maxwell, but Maxwell's brought down in a good tackle by John Boy Maiava. 68 gained on this set for New Zealand, fifth and last. Columbus gives it back to Almatangi. He sends it. It might be too much. Who's there to contest it? Oh, NBT comes up and rises above the pack. And Eddie, those foot tackle options, Pasifika have been doing a good job under the high ball to stop that pressure from turning into points.
Yeah, no, NBT did an amazing job there. I've just been analysing that first half footage, key moments, and also a bit of the second here from New Zealand. You always want to play with passion and emotion. You always want it to have you always want it to be involved in your game. But there's an equal balance between skill and footy, and sticking to the game plan and not letting your emotion control your actions. And in that first half, they gave away 2 penalties, one at the very end of the game and then one very early to New Zealand. So their discipline needs to be pulled into check here, because Pasifika played in a near-perfect first half. They stayed in the grind, they reaped the rewards in the final 10 minutes. If they repeat the process here, NZ doesn't change anything, well, we could just see a complete replica of the first half.
Yeah, and if you're New Zealand, you're hoping that won't be the case, but frustration has crept into their game in the first half, so adjustments being made for them to try and clean it up and get back in this one. TTM through the left wing, gets past Maiava, but Tyre there to wrap him up. First tackle now, New Zealand at their own 30 as they shift it inside to Thomas Wallace, who gets smacked up there from Sam Lillard. And I'll tell you what, watching these Pasifika games, Sam Lillard, he brings devastating impact off the bench. They're in the front row, and he'll be looking to have another big game here tonight. It is the Six Nations Cup final. It's an intercept picked off from Tim James. Tim James trying to split the defense, and New Zealand just throw that one away, literally inside the red zone. They're going to have to do battle off the back foot. As Nana gives it out to Manu Fa'afili. Fa'afili, proud Samoan rep. They're on the left centre alongside MBT. As that's where they'll go. Left side, MBT, but it's called forward. And he tries to sneak in a dive anyways, but referee's not having it. And Eddie, luckily for New Zealand, if it wasn't for that forward pass, that would have been a try conceded.
I was about to say try time. They did an amazing job. The winger played the second man. It was a 3-on-2. They played it beautifully. Just the pass was a margin forward. You could have argued it floated forward out of the hands, but the toucher's got a better view than all of us here on ground. So that's the right call. Can't argue it. You just got to keep playing footy, stay in the grind. That's life sometimes. Not everything's got to go your way. Keep working.
John McCartney tries to kick a 40-20, but it's just shanked off the boot. And there's Manu Fa'afili gets folded and drops the ball. We might need to get him off after that one. That was a huge hit, a big momentum shifter for the Kiwis as Tyler Almatangi tries to work his magic from dummy half. First tackle, New Zealand inside Pasifika half. They shift it right. Cooper Gronk runs it straight at Fa'afili. But Fa'afili won't let him get away. Second tackle, New Zealand shy of the red zone. They go cut out ball to Aaron White. Aaron White trying to make it happen. He gets him to the 10. The Kiwis looking for their first points of the game. They're yet to score. And it is quite surprising to say the least when we consider the fact New Zealand is the best attacking team in the tournament. They're going to try and mount the comeback. John McCartney gets hit off the ball. And Tim James is there to clean it up. But Eddie, Chris Lord had McCartney marked up. Had him lined up there, marked him, and just gave him everything he got on that hit.
Well, you can't blame McCartney there. You can't do much. Casey Kane after the races.
Casey Kane trying to get past Bunce. Bunce is cutting him off on that right edge. But it's a lot of ground made here for Pasifika. They are looking dominant right now, trying to take charge of this game and seal the fate for the Six Nations Cup final. Don't go anywhere. We've still got half an hour left of action to be played as Sam Lillard runs it straight through the middle. Absorbs the hit. 80 gained on this set. Fifth and last. Pasifika scan the field. To Eli Barnes they go. He just sends it high. Who's going to be under it? It's TTM. Squeezes past one. Won't get past KCK. And to Tyler Maxwell, he's been a standout for this Kiwi side. Clutch under the high ball. And they give it inside to Thomas Wallace. Thomas Wallace has got space. He just has to get past KCK. Nothing but white jerseys there on the pursuit. And they're going to try and stop him. Offload away to Aaron White. And Aaron White tried to put the step on, but he's wrapped up there in a good tackle from Kane Chamikeni. Second now, the Kiwis inside the red zone. And the way the table has turned in this passage of play, they now have a glimmer of hope to try and get back into this game. Thomas Wallace barges over the line, but he's held up there. They're going to send it to the bunker to make sure. But Eddie, you'd have to say the Kiwis, with this look, with this prime position, they need to score off it and capitalise.
They have to, but you got Tyler Alamatangi at playing hooker. He threw that past McCartney, who got absolutely folded. It was the slowest pass that I've ever seen. So he's got to smarten up. His passes have to hit the spot here if they want to get any sort of attacking combination going.
But then last ball, New Zealand slow play the ball by Damien Moana. Almatangi dishes it out, double pass, but someone's in the way.
No.
And it's a scrappy play there from the Kiwis. There was will play on, but nothing doing in the end. And oh geez, New Zealand, they are just playing uncharacteristic here tonight. Maybe it's the pressure environment that comes with playing in the final, Eddie, but they just don't look like themselves tonight.
I'll go back to it again. Tyler Alamatangi at dummy half. I don't understand. Fullback primary. He's never played hooker in his life. I don't understand the thinking of putting a fullback primary into 9, where 9 is one of your most dominant positions when it comes to defending. Add 12 on top of it.
Oh my God, those are straight to David Moana. And Moana nearly scrapes by there. But Simon Hunt doing a good job to chase him down. First tackle, New Zealand. Prime opportunity.
Oh, no.
And it's 6 again. Referee ruling 6 again in favour of New Zealand. Pacifica fans not happy with the decision. Inside the red zone they go. David Tiawa, he's been shifted out to second row in the second half. He'll try and lead his team to a comeback here. We'll see what he can do as they give it out to Caval. Caval driven back. Second tackle on the 10 they are. New Zealand playing for their final hopes and dreams. As the time winds down, their destiny is in their own hands and they need to make it count here on this set. Oh, miscommunication once again, but Damien Moana does a great job to clean it up. Barges over the line, but he's turned over once again. And New Zealand just finding it nearly impossible to crack this Pacifica goal line. And the defense has certainly stood up for this game. And Tata Maxwell makes it look easy. First try of the game for New Zealand. And Eddie, that in the moment they needed someone to step up and stand out, Tata Maxwell was there and waiting for his opportunity.
Well, he did something probably nobody would have seen coming. Fourth odd tackle. He's coming off his wing to take up a hit up in the middle of the ruck, 10 metres out. Fresh, pretty much fresh legs out there on the field. The middles have been defending for the past 15 minutes on their own line, Pacifica. It had to give eventually. You only get so much luck, and they had to capitalise on it here, NZ, because, they got a 6 again, they got the intercept, they got down there. But then again, the try was only off, just a missed tackle there from Pacifica. I haven't seen them yet get their combinations into full effect. I'm not sure if individual brilliance, Sonny, will be enough to get them over the line tonight. There is still time to go.
Yeah, there's still a challenge that lies ahead for New Zealand. Down by 12. It's 18-6 in favour of Pacifica. And Pacifica will not want to get complacent and concede any more points. Because you know what this New Zealand side is capable of. You can never write them off or count them out. But Tyrone, to you on the sidelines, what's the mood like on both benches and your thoughts on this game in the second half?
Yeah, a little bit of nerves for Pacifica, but I think they should be a little bit more calm. And as for the game, it's been, as we'd expect, one hell of a game. But New Zealand, they've been way below par. We would have thought they would have been at least competitive or even winning. So,
and a big penalty given away. And Pacifica, maybe some warning signs starting to show in the second half. They just needed to get away from the ruck. And being held down in the tackle, penalty being called as John McCartney gets him, or kicks it towards the sideline, gets him inside Pacifica half now. Could be about another 2 minutes before substitutes come on to try and finish off the game for both nations as we enter the final quarter of this cup final on SRL TV. The Kiwis shift the right to Chance Bunce. Chance Bunce has got space on the wing, and Chance Bunce wrapped up. Good tackle by KCK. But second now, the Kiwis inside the red zone. On the goal line defense, Pasifika is Aaron White, tries to get them going. Third tackle. Where will they go? They go right again, and it's a forward pass. And it's been called a forward from the officials, much to the dismay of the Kiwi contingent in attendance tonight. And I'll tell you what, Eddie, Pasifika probably counting their blessings because Chance Bunce opened them right on the wing there, and it could have been ugly.
Oh, that's the best that they've looked all evening. Bunce had at least 2 New Zealand teammates on the inside of him. He elected not to use them, tried to get around KCK on his by himself, but that forward pass again, honestly, that comes no surprise to me. You've got Tyler Alamatangi playing at hooker. You're talking about somebody who hasn't played, who isn't used to picking up the ball from the ruck game on game under fatigue and delivering a pass that'll hit your playmaker on the chest every time. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, big risk, big reward factor for New Zealand. Playing Alamatangi in hooker, and it maybe hasn't paid the dividends they've been hoping for, but there's still 20 to go. Plenty of time for them to mount this comeback, and they're looking strong now, this Kiwis outfit. Second tackle now for New Zealand. Might have to perform a quick sub check, just coming up right here. And just double checking to make sure subs are on, and they are. So we can now enter this final quarter of the game uninterrupted here on SRL TV. Fourth tackle, New Zealand trying to mount this comeback. Their hopes and dreams of winning the cup final lies in the balance as they give it out to Aaron White. Good offload to Rohan Kaval. Still outside the red zone. New Zealand going to try and put in a good kick to pin the Pasifika side deep within their own red zone. Fifth and last, they go to Makani. He sends it. It's perfectly placed. KCK's waiting, and no one there to give him pressure. He just has to get past Bunce. But he's going to have to do more than that to get around that Kiwis veteran. And oh, geez, Eddie, this game, it's getting intense. New Zealand, they're looking like they're mounting the comeback, but in the moments that count on fifth and last, Pasifika just finding a way to step up and ice those opportunities.
You know, they definitely are. Pasifika, they've had to do a lot of defense, so I'm not sure what the tank's looking like. The early kick might be on the cards here from Nanai.
And John Nanai, the big forward, he gets a good kick away downfield, and Chance Bunce forced to return it. He might have a chance here, but it's shut down very quick by KCK and Tim James. 15 minutes remaining here from Manchester. Sold out crowd to witness the Six Nations Cup final. It is Pasifika with an 18-6 lead over New Zealand. And who is going to come out the victor? Who is going to be crowned champions? By the time the full-time siren goes, as Makani gives it to Bunce, back inside to Kaval. The Kiwis halfback gets him inside opposition half, fourth tackle. And dart from dummy half, but Tyler Alamatangi just nowhere to go. Maybe the inexperience playing a bit of a part there. Fifth and last now, New Zealand going to try and kick themselves out of trouble. And they'll dish it deep in the pocket to John Makani. Makani will just send it downfield. And there he goes. Oh, Rakamanu! He nearly squeezes past, he shrugs one off. I think it was Jaden White.
So dangerous.
And Eddie, Pasifika, they're trying to ice this game, but New Zealand, they're just staying in it, and you just cannot write them off at this point.
Yeah, they are, but Alamatangi, again, just getting lost in the middle of the field where they had a beautiful shape set up to the left-hand side. He just dummied the ball and ran straight into the markers who were onside the whole time. So there is a lot of opportunities being missed here through the middle of the field. Being a hooker myself, there's so much that they could be taking advantage of that they're letting slowly slip away. And those little things that could potentially happen there could cost them the game.
And Eli Barnes just sends it downfield. Chance Bunce going to try and work a kick return. He'll step one, but he's brought down. And the Pasifika defense has not letting him, or has tried their best to contain him. They've done well for the most part. And Chance Bunce probably trying to inject himself into this game. Held relatively quiet. But that is just the testament of this Pasifika defense. They know how vital it is to contain the danger man. But Alamatangi now off the second phase, fourth tackle. The Kiwis, can they try a 40-20? Chance Bunce from dummy half. He hits a step on Chris Lord. but he's driven back once again. Pasifika side not falling for it. 5th and last now, New Zealand. Gonna try and get a big punt off, and they give it to Caval. Caval just shanks it. Bit of bounce there in the open space. Rakamanu steps one. And a good return there from Rakamanu. All of a sudden, they're inside the Kiwis half, and another penalty given away.
Oh!
And Eddie, this could be the deciding call right here. Pasifika with a chance just outside the red zone as Tyre will kick it towards the sideline. And this could be the dagger set right here.
I'm not sure if the viewers at home heard that, but over the effects microphone and through the refs, they called over Chen's bunch during that play as Sonny Tyre was kicking for touch. They've been playing with thin ice here, New Zealand, and one more penalty or just a penalty that gets given away, there will be somebody who will be spending time in the bin. So they've got 10 minutes to play perfect footy here in New Zealand, and that's what it's going to take to win. If they don't, they'll be down a player, and honestly, you can count your chances goodbye.
Kelsako runs up with it for tackle. Pasifika trying to ice this game out. And taken off the ball, Kobe Johnston there to scoop it up. And geez, that was a huge turnover there for New Zealand, and it keeps them well within the fight. They needed to step up in that moment, and step up they did. But Tyrone, time running out for the Kiwis. They need to just throw it around and just play desperation footy, just roll the dice and get themselves back in this one.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult though. They're not offering too much, as we say that. They go through the line, but New Zealand, it's going to have to be individual brilliance if it's their halves, their fullback, their leader, but it doesn't matter. They're going to need some individual brilliance in order to get over the line.
And I thought they were going to go for the 40-20 there, but they decide to run it. John McCartney now faced with the task of kicking him out of trouble. NBT is there and waiting. NBT steps one. If he gets past Bunsey, this could be the game. It's one-on-one. Bunsey's trying to hunt him down. NBT, he's got numbers on the right, but he'll take it. Plays the safe game, and all of a sudden Pasifika inside the red zone. This could be the dagger set right here. Flat ball from Kelsako. Kelsako! And he scores! And they're going to send it to the bunker. But Eddie, I think that is going to be the match-winning try. Kelsako running it straight at David Barner. Plants it down. And this could be the game-winning try right here.
There's the angle. In between the legs there. There it is. Green lights are about to appear. Pasifika. Hold your hands, hold your loved ones. Get close because you're going to be in for a very tight finish here. 7.5 minutes to go. Potentially 24 points to 6. Your captain Sonny Tyre to make it 18 points. He's had an amazing game. He stepped away in the second half of it and he's allowed others to shine. He's given his players confidence. This is potentially the biggest kick of his career.
And he'll slot that one to maintain 100% kicking rate on the night, or conversions I should say, but it is 24-6. Pasifika with the lead over New Zealand. And the tension, the nerves, they have built up throughout this night, throughout this week. We knew how big this game was going to be. This battle of the heavyweights on the international scene. And with just 7 minutes remaining, Tyrone, New Zealand, they've got an 18-point deficit to try and overcome, but the time is ticking out for them. And you can tell from up here, the looks on the bench, you can see the worries on the faces of the Kiwis.
Yeah, you can see the worries on the faces of the players. You can also see the worry on the faces of the fans. You can just see people's heads. They're not trying to look. There might be some paper bags coming out sunny at this rate, but for Pasifika, this has just been their best performance by far, and what a game to bring out their best performance than in the final.
Yeah, they really needed to bring their best, and as luck would have it, points differential was the deciding factor for them to qualify in this final. They did drop a game to Australia, but Australia losing the game to New Zealand open up the door, and the Kiwis through to Tyler Maxwell. To Tyler Maxwell with a never say die attitude. That is the Kiwi spirit. Try time for New Zealand, a double to TTM. And just when you think they're down, they are not out, Eddie. The Kiwis are going to fight right through till the end, and you've got to admire it.
Pasifika, hold your loved ones even tighter now. I said it earlier and I'll keep saying it again until the 80-minute siren blows, because their game is not done just yet. New Zealand, they've got a fight rumbling in their stomach. The fire It isn't extinguished yet. After this kick, there will be about 4.5 minutes left, but Pasifika, 12 points the difference it's looking to be. You call yourselves the best defensive side so far in this Six Nations series. It's time to see what grit you got.
And Koval slots it to bring the deficit down to 12 points. Would it be the miracle comeback that we have never seen in the SRL? 12 points the difference, 24-12 lead for Pasifika over New Zealand. Less than 5 minutes remaining in your Six Nations Cup final. The trophy on the sideline, soon to be presented. And Pasifika gonna try and finish this game off with a strong defensive set. The Kiwis are gonna try and throw the dice here. They're just gonna throw it around and play like their lives depend on it, because that is what they have to do to get back in this one. Do not ride them off just yet. Jaden White coming through in the front row in the second half. We'll try and get something going here. New Zealand shift it left. Out to David Tiawa, wrapped up 2
Look at the
tackles.
defense.
And Pasifika just swarming all over. The Kiwis attacking. Oh, off the noggin, but it's a play on call there.
Oh.
And John McCartney scooping it up. 4 tackle now. Will they go for a 40-20? Doesn't look like they go into formation.
No.
They're just going to give it to Chance Bunce, who just gets wrapped up. Great tackle there from Tim James, I think it was. 5th and last now as the time winds down. 2.5 minutes remaining. The Kiwis give it to McCartney. He'll try and kick a 40-20, but MBT is there. And MBT, he's going to wind up with it, but he's just driven back in the tackle by David Barner. But as the time ticks down, it is all but certain that Pasifika are going to come away with a Six Nations Cup final victory over New Zealand. They're taking their time with the play the ball now, not in any rush whatsoever. And geez, just over 1.5 minutes remaining. Jai Collins through the middle he goes.
Hang on.
Gets an offload. Could we have one more try on the cards to send it off on a high note for Pasifika, for New Zealand? A valiant effort throughout this tournament. They will be heartbroken and devastated with this outcome. Tim James, offload from Chris Lord. Oh, Tim James! And it is the final try. Tim James, you legend. He sends it off for Pasifika. They are well and truly now in the driver's seat. Tim James, take a bow. Your Pasifika Islanders are on their way to winning the Six Nations Cup final, Eddie. What a way to cap it off for this Pasifika side.
What about that one? Tim James. Oh, you can't put it into words how much of a pleasure this is to experience. The atmosphere in this crowd is absolutely amazing, and I can't even imagine what it's going to be like at home for the Pasifika fans right now watching on the television. 30 seconds to go. Ty is going to... He hasn't kicked this well for years. I don't know where this has been, but he's pulled it out of absolute nowhere. But Pasifika have played how you wanted to play. New Zealand, this is the example. That's what it looks like. You want to play with the passion, but at the same time, you don't want to forget the reason why you're here. You're here to play rugby league, the greatest game of all. You want to use that to your advantage. You make your own luck. Chance Bunce Hail Mary, they tried it there with the last play of the ball, but it just wasn't enough. It's full time.
And the siren goes. One more play of the game to finish off your Six Nations Cup final. And the Pasifika Islanders have done it. The Pasifika Islanders are your Six Nations champions of the world. And they have come away with a valiant victory over the New Zealand Kiwis. Heartbreak and devastation on Chance Bunce, John McCartney and Damien Moana. They put up such a brave performance. It was a great tournament for them. But in the end, on the night, the biggest game, when it all counted, it was Pasifika that stepped up, Sonny Tyre consoling the opposition. And here we go, it's the presentation. The Pasifika Islanders are your Six Nations Cup champions. And Sonny Tyre hosts the trophy. Oh, so proud he is. And full time, 30-12 Pasifika over New Zealand. And we take a look at your TVC live stats. Eddie, I'll let you break this down. What a game it was from both teams.
Well, I'm going to go straight to the penalties. 3 given away by New Zealand, 1 only by Pasifika. That's the telltale at the end of the day. The errors are 1 different. Line breaks, an extra 10 or so to Pasifika. They created more opportunities. New Zealand, they just threw away whatever opportunity, whatever chance they had to try it. They never took the lead in that game one bit. They got close to it some stages, but Pasifika just stuck to the game plan. they weren't chasing points, and they didn't become their worst enemy. Tim James getting man of the match, I reckon that's deserved. He gave the first try and he got the last one. An amazing game from the hooker.
Yeah, Tim James, he had a great tournament for Pasifika. Seeing him lined up there alongside some of this talent that he got to play with Chris Lord, Kane Champion, Eli Barnes, the names like that really helped open up the game for him. But it was 2 tries, 4 Tatita and Maxwell for the Kiwis, and for Pasifika, Tim James, Kelsako, Mayava, Barnes and NBT all across. As we scroll over to your player stats.
As we go have a look here in New Zealand, Tyler Alamatungi, he's only out there for 40 minutes. You know, he got 1 try assist, chance bunts, he did all he could, 19 tackles, 4 line breaks. He gave away 1 penalty too. Tatera Maxwell came away with 2 tries. Moana did a very good job at lock, but it takes more than a bit of individual brilliance, and that's just what it felt like tonight. After that second half, some of those interchanges from the leadership team there and the coaches just looked a bit drastic and just a bit frustrating. That they were, you know, they went in 0-all, 18-0. So they went, okay, we need to get some more points out there on the field, and they didn't go about it the right way. You've got to work hard for it. You've got to have somebody who's willing to go the mile. And just unfortunately here this evening for New Zealand, it's just not your day, and that's just somehow how it is, and that's just how rugby league is. But they had an amazing series. You can't take that away from them.
Yeah, 100%. They played the most lethal attack that I've ever seen from an international side, and the results that they came up with, especially against Australia, they deserved their spot in the final, and they were the heavy favourites coming into this game. But on the night, it was Pasifika who ended up rising to the occasion. We'll scroll over to their stats now.
Yeah, Pasifika, well, some would say the underdogs here this evening. I certainly wouldn't have called this. I would have thought it would have been a lot closer. New Zealand just winning it by a try or a 1-point field goal. But MBT, he's on the wing again, and he ran 216 metres. The 2 fullbacks, KCK for 1 half, Eli Barnes. Eli really got that attack going in the second half there. Those yardage runs, which I haven't seen all series from him, he brought it back in late in that first half. Running through the middle, getting past the tied forwards, and then the quick play the ball for Mayava to streak down the field. So they had a lot more moment winners in them here this evening, the Pasifika Islanders. You know, Sonny Tyre, Rakamanu, Chris Lord, Tim James, KCK, and MBT. The moments won them the game. When the action called, when the game called, that, and they answered. New Zealand, they never gave themselves the opportunity to even be in the picture.
Yeah, it was a battle throughout that first half. You know, for the first half an hour, it was just a stalemate. But Pasifika, once they finally found their groove, they got going. And it was a tough task for the Kiwis to stop. We'll get to your opinions, Tyrone, but I'll just quickly give a shout out to the Pasifika Islander side. As the captain, very proud of the performance by this team. And to have guys like Chris Lord, KCK, jump ship and really boost your talent, your playing roster for the tournament, really came in clutch for us. Being a tier 2 nation, we'll take all the help we can get. But honourable mention to Tim James. I'd probably put him in the running to win player of the tournament. He really just stood up throughout these games, and it was just all over the place. He really got himself involved.
30 tackles.
Yeah, 30 tackles
on a winning side. That's crazy.
And who knows, maybe Riley Murray might want to shift him back to hooker instead of lock for season 9. But besides that, it was a great performance from Pasifika. Proud of the team. Tyrone, your thoughts on this game and your thoughts on the Kiwis and Islanders throughout the Six Nations tournament?
Yeah, and great play from Pasifika, just putting their best game forward in the game that mattered, winning the entire Six Nations tournament. And they were one of the teams that not many people would have thought would have been here in the first place. And New Zealand coming into this game, definitely the best team in the tournament. So definitely a surprise, the result. But these two sides, what a tournament they both had, and what a final this was.
Yeah, just before you cut in, Sonny, a massive congratulations and thank you to Sonny for this, hosting the Six Nations tournament. The man that's done all the work behind the scenes, getting these games edited, uploaded, And then also, if it doesn't go right, he'll put up a stream in the SRL Discord for you all. He's done an amazing job. He's carried it on his own 2 shoulders, giving us the pleasure to do what we do best, and that's commentate SRL international games. We're very proud to have you, and thank you for being our commissioner. It was an amazing Six Nations tournament, and we hope you all enjoyed it just as much as we did. Back over to you.
Thank you, Eddie. Appreciate that, Heath, mate. Really means a lot. And yeah, to bring it all to life, hopefully everyone enjoyed it. There was some hours being put in to make the broadcast, the coverage, what it is. But yeah, I love doing it. I hope the community enjoyed it. I've got Tavita Vuvalingawa waiting in the sheds with a huge bowl of kava. And we're certainly going to be enjoying it here tonight. Probably going to be drinking
Better
out
keep
of the
Lower
turkey.
away from that.
Yeah. Don't worry, I don't think he's getting into the sheds. I'll make sure that Big Chris Lord stands by the door. But nonetheless, it is jubilation for Pasifika, commiserations to New Zealand, but my hat's off to them. Well-deserved fight throughout this tournament. Pasifika come away with the first ever Six Nations Cup win in the SRL, right here from Manchester, and it's been a privilege as always to broadcast it to your homes, wherever you may be, right across the globe, in Australia, New Zealand, the US, wherever you may be. We hope you enjoyed it. Joining me in the box tonight was Eddie Oliver and Tyrone Clay. We hope you all have a good week, a good night, stay safe, and we will see you in time for Season 9 of the SRL, which will be kicking off on November the 11th. That's right, book it in, get your dates ready, mark it in the books. Season 9 is coming back, and you better be ready for it, because it is going to be an action-packed season with the introduction of the Tigers and whatnot. It's going to be great, but until then, have a good night, and we will see you on the next broadcast right here on SRL TV.